Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. Welcome everybody, guys. Today we think that it makes sense to take a look at the Australian dollar. Actually, we are returning back to the discussion of the setup that we have discussed in the beginning of the May. And the reason why we do this is that market has reached a very important point in the progress of this setup. And right now we should take a look at it and probably decide what we will do next and what we will be watching for. Besides, currently, guys, it's not really interesting to watch for euro currency, mostly because it was the holiday yesterday and Memorial Day in the United States and the United Kingdom, so that's why the action really was thin on the markets, and that's why probably today it will be interesting to take a look at the Australian dollar. Returning back to the discussion of this large setup, currently, guys, since this is the daily video, we will not talk on the big perspective of this pattern that's now is forming here. This is mostly the object for weekly research. So because here we could speak a lot about these head and shoulders and what will be if market will complete it, so we probably will get some ABCD, what will be if market will fail, and so on. So currently we're not really very interested with the reaching of this. We start talking on the possible perspective of the large head and shoulders because it's really very big scale. We're mostly interested in the daily video. So what to watch for in today's session and so maybe till the end of the week. And here, guys, we're mostly interested in this situation. So you can see that market has dropped to the support of the inside trend line. You can see this is clear. The trend line support, breakout. Resistance, 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 breakouts will be support. So approximately, as you can see, this potential pattern is called the head and shoulders. It's a bit skewed to the downside, so that's why you can see that although this shoulder stands significantly lower than this one, still you could get the harmony if you'll take a look carefully at it. Just make the adjustment on the skewing angle to the downside, the slope. So here is also a combination of the trend line and fib level. So major fib level from this low to this top, the 618 support, 72.15. So we are mostly interested with this support. Currently, guys, if even these head and shoulders will fail and market will not be able to reach the neckline, probably some minor bounce could happen here. Also because, guys, Australian dollar has the big relation to gold market, and as we have discussed in our weekly research just recently, we have come to conclusion that probably gold market should also show some minor bounce. This will not be some upward reversal yet. It's not probably will be the continuation of the long-term bull trend. That will be the technical bounce, since market right now is gold market is a bit overextended to the downside. Due to this significant relation, probably on the Australian dollar could happen the same. So some bounce here could happen. But guys, this is the weekly chart. The scale of the minor bounce here will be about approximately 200 pips on the daily chart. So that will be not absolutely minor on the daily time frame. That's why we think that maybe some will be interesting for somebody of you who trade on Australian dollar. So that's been said, take a look at the market has hit the support. Here as we see some kind of the minor engulfing pattern is forming, but it has been completed yet. This week has started yet, and it's not really the fact that we will get it. Anyway, we have something to watch for. So right now on the weekly chart, we see that market at support. Let's turn to the daily. On the daily chart, guys, you see the same support level, and take a look. That's very pretty nice thrust down. Very good thrust. Except maybe one thing here, this market just shows approximately the 3, maybe 50% retracement, but that was no close above the 3x3. Market has dropped. Still, if you would like to take the more conservative target of this double repo, you could use as the thrust not the whole action, but maybe from that point, from this top to this low. So you could see that's perfect thrust. That target will be a bit lower, maybe here, so 73, 75 maybe. It's right here. Anyway, that will be 150 pips potential. It's really not small move. Now we will discuss the major thing why I'm in general start to talk on Australian dollar. I will just make the scale a bit larger. So you can see, guys, that here we've got this double repo buy pattern. So this thrust down, this minor close above the 3x3, close below, and close above. This is today. If market will close below the 3x3, above the 3x3, that will mean that we've got the double repo buy pattern. As a result, market should continue to move higher. We know that the target of the double repo is the 50% resistance of the whole thrust of the double repo. So by this level, that will be 74.90 approximately. If you will use this point, that will be somewhere around 73.75 probably. Anyway, as you can see, it's really pretty nice targets. Now, what we have on the 4-hour time frame chart. On the 4-hour time frame chart, we see some pattern is forming that also reminds head and shoulders, but it's a bit with the compounded head, so some kind of the two bottom head. But on the weekly, we probably have approximately the same, right? So you can see this is approximately the same construction. So you can see the head is also has some kind of the double bottom pattern that we also have traded. This market has hit the target precisely here. So something of that sort we have here. You can see this could become this is not, of course, the purely head and shoulders, guys, but just I use this term just to indicate the shape. It's definitely this is not the clear and perfect head and shoulders pattern, but still, you can see extensions 127. This head stands at 127 to the shoulder. This market has hit, formed some kind of the, also you could call it double bottom or just double head. Now market has returned back to the neckline, so also coincide with the weekly pivot resistance one. It has hit it. Now it's under retracement right back down. So very probable that market should reach an area around 71.85 as the fib support. This is the 618 fib support from this low to this top. If this retracement will happen, this will be also accompanied by the weekly pivot point. So in this case, market will keep the harmony with this previous bottom. Okay, that's probably an area around 72, 71.85, 72, where we could think about the taking the position. So I mean the long position. But this is very tricky trade will be, since it is based on the double repo pattern. What is the trickiness is? The trickiness stands with the double repo feature. That the double repo, if it will fail, the double repo failure is not just the cancelling of the direct double repo. The double repo failure is also the directional pattern where you will have to turn your position from bottom to the top, from upside down. You should drastically change the direction of your position. For example, if you have taken a long position here, market dropped and breaking for this low, you need to close this position and open the short position to the downside, because it will mean that here market will show a significant drop down. That's a bit difficult to trading. That's not really simple. It demands very fast mind. So you will need to change your mind drastically very fast. Otherwise you will not be able to take the profit and to cover your loss from the direct trade. So, but right now, guys, we're taking the bet on the perspective of the direct pattern, and at least now it still seems valid. But don't forget that we do not have the close yet. We need to close above the 3x3. So if market will drop today below it and will close below the 3x3, you should not take the long position. We should take the long position only after the confirmation of this double report. In other words, we need first the close above the 3x3, second the position. Okay, that's very important. Otherwise, if market will not close above 3x3, we will not get the double repo. It's clear. So that's been said, Currently, on Australian dollar, we are watching for a confirmation of the double repo. That should happen today if it will stand as it stands. Then we need to reaching of some retracement level. So it's really probably approximately around 72 area, where we could think about taking the long position. If it will happen as we have planned just now, we will continue to track the setup in our coming daily videos in the current week. So let's keep watching what will happen, because this is really nice setup, guys, by two reasons. First of all, you will be able to place very tight stop just below these lows or even closer, based on the pattern that we will use for taking the long position here. Second, this will be a really nice risk-reward ratio. So this potential of the 150 and 200 pips to the upside in this trade looks very attractive. And overall setup is nice because market stands at the support. Market is forming directional pattern Jordan-Napoli. On the 4-hour time frame chart, we have another signs of the reversal on the Australian dollar. So in general, the overall picture looks very promising. So let's see how it will turn in reality and whether we will get our entry.